there doesn't seem to ever be enough good news on the cancer front, but we have progress to report tonight. A new government report projecting the ranks of cancer survivors will grow by nearly a third over the next 10 years to 18 million people. This means people are living longer, of course, after a cancer diagnosis, and an early warning about the risk of getting cancer will help, which brings us to the bigger cancer news tonight. Has to do with the diagnosis and treatment of some of the most common and deadly forms of the disease.
More than 100 institutions from 34 countries took part in the study, including Britain's University of Cambridge and Japan's Aichi Cancer Center. The researchers conducted genetic tests on 200,000 people. They discovered alterations that could play a role in the development of breast, ovarian, or prostate cancer. They say certain genetic changes common in cancer patients are not seen in cancer-free individuals. The researchers found 41 mutations characteristic of breast cancer, 23 genetic signatures of prostate cancer, and 2 variations for ovarian cancer.
In a Cambridge lab, a glimpse of the future. This robot is hunting down genetic differences we all inherit that either raise the risk of cancer or protect against it. New research has found 83 different DNA changes that affect the chances of developing breast, ovarian or prostate cancer. And the findings are so significant that scientists believe it will completely change the way cancer is diagnosed and treated.
We can identify better the people who are at higher risk, and they might, for example, be screened from a younger age or screened with a more sensitive type of screening.
Scientists use what's called a DNA chip to screen patient samples for 200,000 of these genetic variations. A simplified version of this technology could soon be available in GP surgeries. Patients would spit into a tube and get their cancer profile a short while later, and the test could cost as little as £5. Doctors know that women who carry the breast cancer gene BRCA1 have an average 70% chance of developing the disease. The new test for genetic variants will give women more detail if they also inherit several of the newly identified high-risk changes to their DNA. Their chances of developing the disease are raised to between 90 and 100%. But if they inherit the protective DNA changes, their risk drops to below 30%. Wendy Watson passed on the gene to her pregnant daughter. Both feared cancer so much they had their breasts removed, even though they were healthy. Knowing their personal risk would have reassured them that they were making the right decision.
This is why choice is so important, to have the options there and available for those who choose it. So you shouldn't be browbeaten down a route. Those people that choose to find out have generally thought it through.
From a very young age, I was aware of the family history, I was aware of the situation, I was aware of what Mum was doing, and none of it was made into a huge drama, you know, none of it was made something to be scared of, and I'm hoping that that's how I can be with my child as well.
It's a combination of genetics and lifestyle that determine whether we enjoy a ripe old age. Around 57% of cancer risk is set by our DNA. Charles is 81 and has smoked since he was 10, despite the health warnings.
I just put it down to luck, but there's obviously something in the genes that determines whether you fall for cancer or you somehow manage to avoid it in spite of the risks of smoking.
The research opens new ethical dilemmas. Should patients be told about genetic factors they can do nothing about, or does it help them make life-changing decisions? There is no longer any hiding from the secrets in our DNA.